Classic. Did they stay college cotton? I'll show you this. We call it classic campus hits. We're eating lemons with salt and garlic, and oh, it's delicious. Okay. Thank you, Lord Jesus Christ, for a wonderful, wonderful night. Brother Dennis, it's a happy Sabbath, and tomorrow's a happy Sabbath for us. And I think the Catholics and most Christians. And so reading the Septuagint. Okay, so we're in chapter 42. Thank you, Lord Jesus Christ. And the 10 brethren of Joseph, 10? Yes. And the 10 brethren of Joseph went down to buy corn out of Egypt, but Jacob sent not Benjamin. Well, why? Okay, so there's 10. We know there's 12, right? Right. Okay, there's 12. And okay, Joseph's not sending Benjamin because now Benjamin's his favorite instead of Joseph. Right? And so with his brethren, for he said, lest this is the father Israel, Jacob speaking, right? Lest and the sons of Israel and the 10 brethren of Joseph went down excuse me, to buy corn out of Egypt, but Jacob sent not Joseph or Jacob, which is Israel, sent not Benjamin, the brother of Joseph, with his brethren, for he said, lest happily disease befall him. Less happily, like, oh, all of a sudden, oh, sorry, another one of your sons, Dad. He's calling his sons murderers. So the sons of Israel befall him, and the sons of Israel came to buy with those that came, for the famine was in the land of Canaan. And Joseph was ruler over the land. He sold to all the people of the land. And the brethren of Joseph, having come, did reverence to him, bowing with the face to the ground. And when Joseph saw his brethren, he knew them, and estranged himself from them, and spoke hard words to them, and said to them, whence are you come? And they said, out of the land of Canaan, my lord, to buy food. And Joseph knew his brethren. He knew they were his brothers. Now the prime minister of Egypt, all of Egypt. You know what that means, right? Joseph wants a new god. He names the god. He gets someone to dress him a god. He sends it out. They must buy it. Everyone. And it goes out. He tells them, this is the god of 1 grain of sand, 1 mustard seed, 1 leaf of a tree. And you'll have to reverence it daily. And this is the time that you give reverence. And if it's 3 times, then you have to reverence it 3 times daily. Now, the other gods of Egypt, depending on the province of Egypt, but more likely because they had prime ministers and mayors and all that stuff, captains and different provinces in Egypt. So what happens here is that he sends it out. You've got to give reverence to it. And the other gods, they come right up. They tattletale. They tattletale. They're tattletales. They see everything. They're tattletales. And they tell on you. And they have seers, overseers. And the overseers, they tell on you. Well, he didn't drop 3 times today. Kind of like in Daniel with King Nebuchadnezzar, they didn't do it. They got in trouble from the overseers. The overseers, they had spiritual insight. They could see everything. They're as wicked as can be. But they could still see everything. And they were very dangerous. They had the power to kill with the spirit. Like in the 7 golden lampstands, the 7 vials, the 7 bowl wraps, the 7 seals. And the brethren of Joseph, having some, did reverence to him, my Lord. They did exactly, they bowed down before him. What he said they were going to do. They bowed down before him. And they said, out of the land of Canaan to buy food. And Joseph knew his brethren. He knew they were his brothers, but they knew him not. He had makeup on. He was dressed as an Egyptian with makeup. A beautiful man. No longer the hard, runny-nosed kid in the desert, but a beautifully dressed, fine linen man. Embroidered gold, black, white, beige, pure white. He knew them and estranged himself from them and spoke hard words to them and said to them, whence are you come? And they said, out of the land of Canaan to buy food. And Joseph knew his brethren, but they knew him not. And Joseph remembered his dream, which he saw, and he said to them, ye are spies. To observe the marks of the land are ye come. But they said, nay, sir, we thy servants are come to buy food. We are all the sons of one man. We are peaceable. Thy servants are not spies. And he said to them, nay, but ye are come to observe the marks of the land. And they said, we, thy servants, are 12 brethren in the land of Canaan. And behold, the youngest is with our father today, but the other is not. And Joseph said to them, this is it that I spoke to you, saying, ye are spies. Herein shall ye be manifested by the house of Pharaoh. Ye shall not depart hence, unless your younger brother come hither. Send one of you, and take your brother, and go ye to prison, till your words be clear, whether you speak the truth or not. But if not, by the house of Pharaoh, verily ye are spies. And he put them in prison 3 days. And he said to them, on the 3rd day, this do, and ye shall live. For I fear God. If ye be peaceable, let one of you, your brethren, be detained in prison. But go ye, and carry back the corn ye have purchased, and bring your younger brother to me, and your words shall be believed. But if not, ye shall die. And they did so. And each said to his brethren, to his brother, yes, indeed, for we are at fault concerning our brother, when we disregarded the anguish of his soul, when he besought us, and we hearkened not to him, and therefore has this affliction come upon us. And Reuben answered them, saying, did I not speak to you, saying, hurt not the boy? And ye heard me not? And behold, his blood is required now upon our heads. For God doeth answer. College classic. Did you say college? Classic campus. Well, sure you did. I heard you. But they knew not that Joseph understood them, for there was an interpreter between them. And Joseph turned away from them and wept. And again he came to them and spoke to them, and he took the Simeon from them and bound him before their eyes. He bound him roughly. He taught Simeon or Simon a lesson. And Joseph gave orders to fill their vessels with corn, and to return their money to each into his sack, and to give them provision for the way. And it was so done to them. And having put the corn on the asses, they departed thence, And one, having opened his sack to give his asses fodder at the place where they rested, saw also his bundle of money, for it was on the mouth of his sack. And he said to his brethren, my money has been restored to me, and behold, this is my sack. And their heart was wonderstruck, and they were troubled, saying one to another, what is this that God has done to us? I'm sorry, God. Please forgive us. And they came to their father Jacob into the land of Canaan and reported to him all that had happened to them, saying, the man, the Lord of the land, spoke harsh words to us and put us in prison as spies of the land. And we said to him, we are men of peace. We are not spies. We are 12 brethren, the sons of our father. One is not, and the youngest is with his father today in the land of Canaan. And the man, the Lord of the land, said to us, herein shall I know that ye are peaceable. Leave one brother here with me, and having taken the corn ye have purchased for your family, depart. And bring to me your brother, your younger brother, that I shall know that ye are not spies, but that ye are men of peace. Then I will restore you your brother, and ye shall trade in the land. And it came to pass, as they were emptying their sacks, there was each man's bundle of money in his sack, and they and their father saw their bundles of money, and they were afraid. And their father Jacob said to them, ye have bereaved me. You have bereaved me, lest we die here now, because God has destroyed us by his hand. Joseph is not, Simeon is not, and will you take Benjamin also? All these things have come upon me. And Reuben spoke to his father, saying, slay my two sons, if I bring him not to thee. Give him into my hand, and I will bring him back to thee. But he said, my son shall not go down with you, because his brother is dead, and he only has been left. And suppose that it shall come to pass that he's afflicted by the way by which ye go. Perhaps maybe another wild animal will kill him too. Then ye shall bring down my old age with sorrow, even unto Hades. This is college classic campus. Can you believe the anger and the rage Israel is feeling right now for his sons? Yet the prime minister of Egypt, even Shinir and Hades, are in agreement. There is no diversity here of frogs. What may be will be, and what may come has came. I'm TcYbarra. Let it roll. Let it roll.